Okay, so let's get right into this. Basically, the president of the SSA, known as the Commissioner of Social Security Administration, is Frank Bisignano, who is a super CEO when it comes to tech, more specifically banking tech. And he gets real jazzed up when it comes to achieving future technology and interaction with the general population. Now, look, let's be fair. Teaching 130-year-olds how to use a cell phone that can access the internet, not easy. But thankfully, we now know due to a big investigation, there aren't a lot of 130-year-olds running around getting a Social Security check, which made it way easier for Frank Bisignano to achieve getting younger people, like people in their 70s and 80s and 90s, to use the online system in the future when it comes to accessing their Social Security benefits. Now, he's got a big demand on his shoulders as to what he wants to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you essentially what his plans are when it comes for the Social Security Administration as the current and actually voted on and put in full commissioner of the SSA, not just an acting commissioner, but a full commissioner of the SSA. Here we go.
Currently weighing the future of
it's on 1.5 speed, so we can speed up a little.
This week. Joining us here at Post 9 is Social Security Commissioner Frank Bisignano. It's great to have you,
Great
Commissioner.
To be here with you all.
I mean, we haven't talked to you. You were leading this big company, Fiserv, and financial, payments company, and now you're leading Social Security in America. How different is that?
Well, many of the things are very much the same. At Fiserv, I used to say we serve every American household. And today we have more than 300 million Americans who have Social Security numbers, and they're live in the system. People like to talk about the 70 million plus beneficiaries, and we do make those payments every month. But I think that's one piece of the equation. And we're running a digital business now. We have more transactions online than anywhere else. And the bold goal here is 200 million digital users by the end of next year. That's 200 million.
Okay, so right off the bat, this guy's hitting hard. He wants 200 million users of the online Social Security system by the end of next year, which, to be fair, seems unrealistic because, let's be honest, like, you're going to have to get young people interested in signing up for Social Security stuff, which they don't even mostly believe in the program that's going to be there for them or that it's going to exist past a certain point. So I think he's taking a big chunky chop out of basically that, that dried beef stick. You know what I mean? I think he's taking a little bit too much of a bite here, but let's see what else he has to say.
We have 75 million. We've grown that a bunch in the past 5 months. We've taken the website, which used to be down for service hours, 29 hours a week, and now it's up 100% of the time. We're in a digital transformation for Social Security.
What about this federal appellate court warning about a depression if the tariffs get overturned and people losing their benefits?
Well, my view is that the president is driving this incredible agenda. It's my honor to serve. It's a multi-part attack that he's doing, and any one element somebody could pick on. If you look at the totality of what he's doing, he's driving growth, he's bringing world peace, and everybody's going to have something to say about the other side. I mean, people said when I took Social Security, I was going to break it. If you look at my career, I think it's quite the opposite, and we're doing it right now, technically fixing it.
Well, the concern in this case was regarding the courts and how they view some of these emergency tariffs. Do you think the market at least is underpricing the risk that the court would vote, or would rule that some of these tariffs are not in fact constitutional?
It's not necessarily, it's necessarily mine, but I don't think the market's doing anything other than what it normally does. It evaluates risk. There's lots of really smart people out there, and there's always going to be somebody picking on something that we're doing.
Now that you've sort of had the books open to you, do you feel more or less comfortable about the curve, the Social Security benefits curve, and its sustainability, its ability to keep its promise at least to a large group of living Americans?
Remember, the curve is not something that Republicans like. They don't like how many poor people get a lot from the middle class. Because remember, the Republican Party is now the party of Trump, which is the party of the middle class. So let's see how he answers this.
I feel really good. I really feel really good about it. To me, the first job in protecting and preserving was to get the foundation right, to have the American public served in a way they've never been served before. If it used to take 30 minutes to answer the phone, now it takes single digits within the first 100 days here. I think that foundation allows the trust fund, and that would be 4 trustees, myself being one of them, Treasury Secretary, Labor Secretary, and HHS, Congress, and the White House to come together on what the future is.
But isn't the future insolvency? Like, isn't that the hard truth about Social Security?
We will always face a curve.
Zinger.
There will always be a solution, right? I mean, if you hear what people forecast, it's 83% in 33. We're in 25. There's lots of time to fix this. And I think the first job was to get Social Security to perform well, right? It wasn't performing well operationally, and to serve the American public so people feel great about it. I have no concern about the future.
Were you, when in the earlier part of the year where we were talking about Doge and the hollowing out of agencies and people getting fired and rehired, did it feel visceral to you? Were you part of that?
Well, if you remember, I was sitting right here after my last earnings call, which was in February, and you asked, are you going to work with Doge? And I said, I'm fundamentally Doge. I spent my whole career making things more efficient and higher quality. Well, that went viral, right? And the reality is, we have an SSA organization. We have great engineers. The time that I came on the job in May, nothing odds happened except progress. That's it. Progress. People would root against us, but it's not working.
More efficient, for sure. Lower wait time. All that's good. Better customer service. But what about the deficit problem?
Well, making proper payments, which, we announced the other day that if the Inspector General found 17 billion in improper payments, we already reduced half of that. So proper payments matter. Remember, it's just not retirement. It's disability. It's SSI. There's a lot of work on disability that still can be done. So I think we will make it more.
Yeah, remember when that other guy basically said SSI isn't Social Security? I think the commissioner just kind of confirmed that, anything under the umbrella of operation under the Social Security Administration is Social Security. I'm pretty sure supplemental security income in its three forms, old age, disability, and entrance, I'm pretty sure those fall into Social Security. Okay.
Efficient. And I think as the curve continues to be studied, the time will be, my 100th day will be on the 90th anniversary on Thursday. I expect when we get to the latter half of the year and into next year, we'll be talking about what to do about solvency.
All right. So you may have noticed.
Now getting underway live there in Washington.
Hold on. There's some schmudsies going on here. All right. You may have noticed that he schmozzied, he wiggle puffed his way around the question about insolvency. All right. The way the Republicans could destroy any chance of Democrats succeeding, and I'm not saying they will, it's a long, very long shot, is if they figure out a way to fix the trust fund problem. Now, I'm going to share something with you. Hold on, let me look at how many more days of Trump do we have? How many more days till the end of Trump's presidency? There's some website that has that. Hold on, let me see. Ticket counter, 1,255 days. So they have 1,255 days from today to not only start thinking about and creating a fix to the insolvency problem, to effectuate a plan and get it working, measure its success, and then show that they have erased the potential of people not getting their full check. If in, and I quote again, 1,255 days, 12 hours, 10 minutes, and 30 seconds, they can do that, then the Republicans will probably win the next election too. The number one thing Republicans and Democrats have been a little bit of, I'd say the Republicans and Democrats really have been a little bit chicken shitty about. You know what I mean? They've been a little bit like, you know what I mean? Is facing forward and facing on like two hockey players, like two lacrosse players at the face-off, a solution towards Social Security benefits actually being fixed. Look, here's my thing, okay? Let me explain to you how Republicans could end the success cycle of Democrats. And I'm not saying Democrats will let this happen because, Democrats come out with a lot of innovative stuff. They know how to play offense. They know how to play defense. But the way Republicans could end their success, and I know Democrats aren't doing so well right now in political, I'm an independent, but when I look at the spectrum, they're not doing so great right now because they pushed immigrant rights over veterans, over disabled, over retired. They pushed that. And that wasn't good. That's not going to sell. That's not going to get you votes. You know what I mean? Like, you got to appease the voters. It's like step number one of a successful political career. So the way the Republicans could actually achieve getting almost all of the retired voters of the next generation is by figuring out a way to get investments proper and working and moving the full retirement age from 67 down to 65 again. If the Republicans made that their goal, there's no way the Democrats could touch them. There's no way. The Democrats would have no hope of actually succeeding against them. Now, flip it. Devil's advocate. Remember, I'm an attorney. Let's play the mind game. Let's say the Democrats come out and say, we want to lower the retirement age to 65. The problem is they're not in power right now, so they can't effectuate a plan to successfully make that happen. If they were to come out with that, it would just be them saying something that would very quickly, very effectively go ahead and kill off Social Security benefits, which nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, okay? And that's kind of the thing. Democrats are right now in the spend and F it, don't worry about it. We already agreed to spend it. We're just going to spend it mode. Doesn't work. We just hit 37 trillion. Like they're Moody's, the guy who do the whole, rating of how well the country's doing and how well companies are doing. They already devalued us. So we can't. We unfortunately cannot, going forward, print more money, borrow more money to fix this problem. That's just the reality. It's what we face. All right. He also wants this ridiculous amount of individuals to be on the Social Security website doing communications through that. You want to know the truth of it? He's going to get it. He's going to get it because when he gets artificial intelligence communicating with people through the SSA website, they're going to be clickety, snappity fingers getting stuff done. When we get rid of this old archive system of vintage Social Security forms and make it into a digital push forward, get her done, get her submitted, get it filed. When we get to that level, you're going to be seeing this whole thing go at a much faster level. That's one of the things that a lot of attorneys are like the only ones that really know all the different details for all the different forms all the way up, right? Because at the end of the day, we have to memorize in this form, and 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 this form. Now, look, the disability attorneys are never going to be out of a job because you're still going to need them to tell you what to say, when to say it, how to say it, who to go talk to, what you want from them, what you want them to get them to do, how you want them to get it, stuff like that. You're still going to need that inside track from them. But having this just convoluted, ridiculous amount of random 827-3368, 3373, 3380, 3369, 520, 521, 344. It's just so like all over the place. It's so all over the place. All right. With that said, please remember to like and subscribe. I see some of you not liking this video. That's not good. That's not healthy. Give it a little cuddle it, a little cuddle on the video. All right. I also, I don't do Medicare stuff. I don't sign people up. I did partner with Chapter. Go ahead and give them a call if you wanted to do basically, a tune up on your, Medicare. You might have a great program. You might not, but it's free call. I always say, call your insurance companies, beat them up a little bit to find the best plan, essentially getting in a spot where, you're doing well, right? I don't take my own advice, but I should. I should call my insurance companies, my car insurance, my home insurance. I should call them, but I don't because I get lazy, but I'm going to get better at it. So bottom line is, give them a call if you want to give them a shot to go ahead and do a tune-up on your Medicare. All right. Now, with that said, let me pop over here real quick. I'm going to be going live next to answer questions for free. I was supposed to go live on Monday, but Monday night and Tuesday night, I fell asleep at my desk. As you know, I'm a real disability attorney who, owns, and here's the cool thing, next month, a little bit after this time, but next month, it will officially be 12 years of owning a law firm. Which is a very long time for owning a law firm because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm beat to hell. Now, with that said, I'll catch you guys a little bit later. I'll catch you at the next video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also head over to Google, Disability Resolution business page. Throw some stars up there if you liked it. Throw some stars up. The 1 hour private consultations, 30-minute private consultations are in the bio below. I will catch you a little bit later. We'll rock and roll from there. Attorney Walter Hnot. And I'll see you at the next video in about 5 minutes. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.